Hey, sorry about that. Doorbell rang and I accidentally hit stop instead of pause. So we're back. All right, we had just finished dealing with that 52 people. So let's check off the 52. Done. All right, 43 drank Coke and orange. So let's take a look at Coke and orange. And again, remember, it's like the root beer circle is not even here. So if I take a look at the Coke and I take a look at the orange, and I pretend that the root beer circle does not even exist. This is the section where Coke and orange overlap. So that section should have a total of 43 people. Now, there's already some people in that section. I've already got 25 people in that region. So I'm going to take 43, subtract 25, and that gives me 18 people. So that if I was to add up the 25 and the 18 in this region, that would give me a total of 43 people that drank both Coke and orange. So check off the 43. All right, 57 drank root beer and orange. So this is kind of our third go at this. So probably it's a little easier to see. But I'm going to look at where do root beer and orange overlap. I'm going to completely ignore the Coke or the green circle that's coming through there. And that area that I shaded in pink has to have 57 people in there. Now, it already has 25 people in there. So in order to get a total of 57, I only need another 32 people to have a total of 57 in that section. Okay, and then we're on to 92 drank root beer. So what that's talking about is the entire circle. This entire red circle, everybody in this red circle drank root beer. So if I was to add up the 27, the 25, and the 32, that would tell me how many people I already have in that circle. Subtract that number from 92. So let's see, 27 plus 25 plus 32, that comes out to be 84 people in that circle already. So 92 subtract 84 gives me 8 people. And now if we were to add up all of the numbers in that red circle, we would get the 92. So we are done with 92. We're going to do the same thing with the Coke circle. So I've got 4 sections in this green circle. And those 4 sections have to add up to 115. So in order to complete 115 in the Coke circle, I need another 45 people. And now let's look at the pink circle. So we've got orange pop in this circle. We want to have a total of 100. So I would need another 25 so that all 4 sections in that circle would add up to 100. Now, the number that we quite often forget, especially if it's not mentioned, is the section that is out here. So we have to make sure we have filled in all of the sections. So this is where the 185 comes into play. Our whole diagram should add up to 185. Now, if I add up all the numbers that I have in here already, what it comes to is 180. And I need this diagram to have a total of 185. So I would have to have 5 people on the outside, which means there were 5 people who didn't like any of those 3 soft drinks. All right, so I'm going to just scroll up. What you see in the blueprint here and here, these are the steps that we followed to fill in the diagram. So feel free to hit pause and write those down if you need it, and maybe you feel like you don't need it. So you can hit pause there and go ahead and get those notes written down. Okay, and it's kind of the same thing here. Here's some of the steps we used when we were filling in the Venn diagram. And at part D here, this is how we were figuring out what number goes on the outside of the circle. So again, perhaps you'd like to hit pause and get those notes written down. Now, when we get here to question E, this is where we're doing some interpretation. So the question is, determine how many students drank only Coke. So we go back to our diagram. And these guys right here, those 45 people are in the Coke circle, but they're not in any other circle. So 45 people drank Coke. And then the second question is, how many students did not like to drink any of the 3? And that's the 5 that we have out here. These 5 didn't like any of the 3 pops. Okay, so we've got 45 that drank only Coke. We've got 5 that didn't like any. And then part 3, this is the one that can cause some problems for some people. How many people drank Coke or root beer? So in the notes here, I just have a reminder, or means add. So we're going to add everything in the Coke and the root beer circles. So I'm doing 45 plus 27 plus 8 plus 18 plus 25 plus 32. It's like I'm ignoring this pink circle altogether. It's like that circle's not even there. And I'm just adding all of the numbers that are in the 2 sets that were mentioned, Coke or root beer. So here it shows all the numbers that we had to add up. And there are 155 students that drank Coke or root beer. So again, you might want to pause and make sure you really understand where those numbers are coming from. And then it is time for your practice assignment. So your practice work is page 29 in the workbook. You're doing numbers 1 to 7. If you're looking for an extra little challenge, you can also try number 8 and number 9. And don't forget to use my solutions to check your answers. It might help you figure out where your mistakes were. Otherwise, you can use the question and answer form. And also later today between 1 and 2:30, I've got some time set aside to do some one-on-one help. So use the link to my calendar and you can set up a little bit of one-on-one help if you need it. Have a great day, everybody.